We're back.
I think we're back. I'm sorry, everybody's gone now, but we started a new one. So he's going to finish. Should I read the question again? No.
So where do I start? So that's where I would start. I would start with, a practical approach, which is get off the booze first. So that would be the first step I would do. Then after that, the next thing I would do, practically speaking, would be read either in private instruction or the retreat, or just get a copy of the Freedom Model so you can debunk all of the myths. So I think that's in a nutshell what I would tell somebody. I mean, there'd be a lot more to it than that.
Well, I'm thrown off now. Although we have people joining us. Oh no, Soup Slate joined.
Yeah, I'm just monitoring it over here.
Well, if nobody joins, let's just hop off then.
Yeah. Well.
Well, no. So it's where do I start? The question, where do I start, goes back to the last question we had.
Absolutely.
It's always that. So that person is living in conflict. She knows that drinking all day is probably killing her, or whatever else it is.
Physical problems.
She's not enjoying it to the same degree that she used to, right?
Right.
She knows that for sure, yet she feels a desire to keep doing it, and so she's got the I want to stop, but I want to continue thing going.
Yeah.
And what Mark was talking about in one of the earlier questions was, we've been trained to not look at the I want to keep using part. If people find it hard to say I like drinking, that this is what I want to do.
Especially while it's killing them.
So they've got the answer again in the bag. Well, I should just stop. But where do I start? Well, if you really are all the way there, then you just stop.
Right. But so
you're
obviously
probably
you're not already all the way there.
Yeah, that's our point. And so what it's not going to help you to focus more on the consequences or to look for causes. You got to look at, what do I like about this?
Yeah, directly.
What do I like about drinking?
Yeah.
What could I like about my life sans drinking? Right? Like if it wasn't there, I would have time and energy. Would I do anything with that? What would that be like? Would things go easier?
Right, you got to have it benefits oriented.
What are the benefits of making a change? You have to look at those things, and really that's really making the decision.
I think it's important to realize that what she's asking is such a loaded question, because what it requires is sitting down and figuring out what your beliefs are.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because culturally, the idea that something that you're broken and you need to be fixed is everywhere. I mean, you can't watch the damn commercial without, the anti-smoking propaganda commercials are
terrible,
horrendous about, smoking is an addiction, which is a disease, and you need us to help you quit. Well, more people in this country have quit smoking than are current smokers.
Oh yeah.
It's like nearly everybody I know is an ex-smoker. So apparently you can quit. Apparently it's one of the easiest addictions to quit, because so many people quit. So and most people I know that have quit cold turkey, and that's it. They just decided one day they didn't want to spend the money. They didn't want to get yellow teeth. There was all these things that they were like, hey, you know what? I don't think I like it that much anymore.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Everything is a loaded question, though.
Yeah.
It all goes back to the beliefs.
Yeah.
Right. And we tend to focus on the drugs, whatever they happen to be. If it's alcohol, maybe I should start by taking naltrexone. Okay, maybe you'll find some benefit in that. I've heard people that have, right? But like in this situation, an all-day drinker, right? Every day, all day, relentlessly. This person is looking for a way to pass the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
We
you
see
know,
that a lot.
it's, I don't like to say it's not about the alcohol. I mean, because that's not fully true, but in a sense, it's like, it's that you want to pass your time this way.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, so, is passing time what you want at this point in your life? You know, do you want to do something more? Why aren't you looking at other things? But we get so hyper focused on the alcohol, thinking it has control over us.
Yeah, the one option becomes the only option you believe you have.
Yeah.
Right.
So you might like take naltrexone, and now you'd be drinking and not enjoying it as much.
Right.
You know,
Which
and
is an empty promise.
but
right
you're
there.
still drinking it to pass the time. You got to deal with the fact that you're trying to pass time. I now I'm talking in that whispery tone. I hate to talk in that tone. But no,
He has
but
not been drinking.
I hate.
I don't get quieter when I drink.
You don't ever get
I don't ever get quieter.
It never stops hurting me. The place that people are in underneath all of the myths and the
Right.
misinformation about addiction and drugs,
Right.
and you know, and the alcohol. People are out there thinking they're powerless, thinking they need somebody to save them, and you know, and being told literally to be passive, and you know, just shut up and listen to your sponsor, and just comply with treatment, come to the meetings, take your pills, go to get your therapy, and just sort of like don't try to figure this out, just go through all these regimens of things. And it's a lot of busy work, it's a lot of things to do, but it isn't really answering the question of can I be happier? Right? So what are you giggling about?
Nothing.
Oh,
Just
we're
looking.
getting.
Oh,
Hi, Kathy.
What is the question?
She doesn't have a question. She says it's the easy option to deal with whatever negative things are going on.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, you know, I have an example I bring up for that. It's not related to drugs or anything, but I was like, did a job in LA years ago, and it rained the entire time I was there. I got pneumonia and went to the hospital, and then I got an emergency room bill for like thousands of dollars,
Oh
right?
my God.
And I was getting these bills for like 6 months at least, going, oh God, what am I gonna do? It didn't cover it, you know, and I'm like losing my mind and not dealing with it. And then I call one day, and like we figure it out in like 10 minutes. And then I have a $30 copay all of a sudden. And I've been agonizing for 6 months over it. And now it's gone like that. And so I think maybe that's what Kathy means. Like a lot of times it's easier to just face your problems and move the heck on.
Yeah, well, yeah, but a lot of people think, I mean, we've had, certainly have dealt with some stress and trauma in just running a business and raising a family and all this stuff. And if at any point, like a lot of people will come to us and they'll say, well, I drank because of the stress. And I'm like, damn, I wish I thought that it helped, because I'm knowing that it doesn't. If there's anything the freedom model does, it really takes away those illusions.
Yeah, we challenge the benefits of what alcohol actually does.
Oh, all right. So Kathy is saying that alcohol is the easy way to deal with those things.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, alcohol's legal, so it's easy to get.
So it's the easy way to deal with things.
But in a lot of places, marijuana is legal now, and a lot of people have chosen that instead.
I don't know how it helps you to deal with it.
Well, that's the point, though, that if somebody
perception.
If somebody came to me and had the perception that it was the easy way to fix problems, we would spend a bunch of time on the chapters where we challenge those benefits. And it goes back to the question. We would challenge those benefits and say, did it actually solve the issue? And then people always go, well, no, it didn't solve the issue. Then what did it provide you?
And then they say, oh, well, it worked temporarily.
It was a distraction. It was an escape.
That's right. So then what does it actually do? Well, it allows you to believe that you can take a little mini vacation in your head.
Yeah.
But you're the one deciding to take the mini vacation, because alcohol doesn't pharmacologically eliminate problems.
Yeah. Well, we got to go right back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the last video chat, which was lowered inhibitions and the idea that alcohol makes people violent and aggressive, right? And
Or
it makes
take
people,
away problems.
it makes people say, well, no, this is important. It supposedly makes people say mean and nasty things and act badly, but then also it supposedly removes
Right.
pain and negative things and fills us up with sweetness
With good
and light
feelings.
and good feelings, right?
Right. So
It
what does
supposedly do both these things.
Right.
Which one does it really do? The answer is that it doesn't do either.
It's
of
your
them.
it's your interpretation of the buzz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alcohol is not a medicine that takes away stress
Or pain.
or pain, any kind of emotion temporarily. Being intoxicated, drinking, that can be a distraction. And I use the example in the book as much as like bowling is a distraction. I go to bowling, I'm not thinking of anything else in my life.
Right.
Doesn't matter if bad things are going on, I'm having fun bowling.
Right. You go to the
It's-
movies, same thing. You're
it's
sitting
not-
watching a movie for
that's the
2
point of
hours.
it.
These
Yeah.
things are not
Reading a
medicine.
book.
Something pharmacological is not happening. And that is the degree to which alcohol works
Or drugs.
or drugs to help us through negative emotions, right? It doesn't have a special key to your brain. It's just a distraction that happen like. And for God's sakes, if you want a distraction, there are so many things in this world to do. Even turning on the TV is easier. If you want a distraction, I'm not recommending we use distraction all the time, but if that's what and I think it's a perfectly fine strategy at times. And if that's what you want to deal with problems,
Well,
it doesn't have to be
here's
this
the thing.
drug.
Yeah, I have anxiety when I fly. And I made the mistake of saying something to my primary care physician about I have to fly and I have anxiety when I fly. And she's like, oh, gets out her little, script. I'll write you a script for some benzos, right? And I'm thinking, well, I kind of don't want to be, I'm flying by myself. I want to be able to find my way to the right plane, And so for me, I read and I get, and I put myself someplace else, basically, when I'm reading. And that works to alleviate my anxiety. By the time I'm up there, I'm fine. So do we have a question?
Well, we have a further comment from Kathy who says, it makes you numb, so you don't feel the stuff, right? And this is what we've been talking about. Does it really make you numb?
Yeah.
That's what we're challenging. Like, what do we mean by it makes you numb? Because again, we also hear that it makes people excitable, right? And that it's
sexual.
Or right?
Not sexual.
And it supposedly makes people more sensitive so that they go off and they get in a fight, as we were talking, right? So there's this whole range of things, and it's pretty much, it's anything we want it to be. It is the snake oil, right? And when you drink, it is your interpretation of a physical sensation. Yeah. That's the medicinal quality is. If I'm John Wayne, I'm going to go hit the saloon before I get in a gunfight for liquid courage. If I'm the girl at college that didn't date a lot and wants to date more, it gives me the courage to go and hit on the guy maybe. But it doesn't pharmacologically do that. It's not numbing. It doesn't create excitability in the emotions. It doesn't do any of those things. But it can be your interpretation.
Once you start to feel the pharmacological effects, whatever, the warm feeling, the little buzz in your head, you literally give yourself permission. Yeah, it's the cue. And Kathy made a point that I used to think, which was it amplifies whatever mood you're in. Oh yeah, it's a classic one. Yeah, but I can remember being in a very great party mood and getting pulled over by the cops, and that turned quickly into a sobbing, upset mood. Yeah. But if it was pharmacologically it's like making me party, right? Then
Kathy is coming around the same way this is kind of happens in classes. So and she's like,
because you start to think.
It could be a mean drunk, it could be a happy drunk, right? Exactly. So and she said, it is. She said, oh gosh, yes, it is something that is already pre-programmed in your head. Yeah,
it's a cue.
So we don't want to give alcohol credit it doesn't deserve. It's fine. It gives you this tingly, warm feeling. right? And it does something with endorphins that is considered a reward feeling, supposedly.
Right.
Right? And I like it, but
Yeah.
all this other crap, we want to do away with all that, because when you get, it's like it goes from being like, you know, sustenance for all of your emotional life
That's
to
right.
a piece of candy.
That's
We want it to
exactly
be a
right.
piece of candy.
Yeah, we want to put it back where it is. It's a lot of people give it like think it's the most wonderful thing in the world, and it's the most evil thing. And it's neither of those things. It's just, you're right. It's
It's
just
a rotten box of Cheerios.
It's I mean it's just this
Yeah.
thing. It doesn't. That's what I want to bring it back. That's what I tell people. I'm like, I want to bring it back in your mind to just something else you ingest, like a cookie.
Yeah, it's really
It's a
good that-
treat.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
If it's something you like, it can be a treat. And I talk about this in my classes too. That what happens when you go on vacation, right? You go on vacation and you love where you're staying and it's wonderful. It's feeling. Well, it's because you're doing something out of the ordinary. Out of the ordinary makes it a treat. But when you move to the place that you want on vacation,
Oh yeah.
and it becomes your life,
Yeah.
well then it's not a treat anymore. You know, it's just your life.
Yes, it's the third Reese's peanut butter cup. Just ain't that good.
Just not as good as it's like that first sip of a Fountain Diet Coke. I always have to go there because the first sip is great, the second sip's pretty good, but I get about like a quarter of the way down. I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, and well, that brings up a very important principle, right? Is how subjectively things are enjoyed. There's nothing different about the first sip than there is about the one halfway down. You know, so what is the difference? And you know, I think, what's his name? Kant or David Hume said this about like, oh, you have an orange after eating. If you have an orange apropos of nothing, it tastes sweet. If you have it after eating something sweet, it now tastes tart.
Right.
Yes.
Right? And if we understand this is really important. You understand the possibility. If you understand that the first sip can be better than the one halfway down, out of, you know, timing and whatever else, with drinking and drugs, hopefully you can understand how it's like really exciting to be going wild when you're in your teens or your 20s. And then as you get to your 30s, you're like, alcohol ain't that fun anymore. You know, getting trashed is not as fun. Having a drink now and then is nice, but just getting wasted all the time and acting a fool is not, or something, whatever. Like, you can come to different preferences at different points in your life,
Right.
based on experience. You get to a point where you could say to yourself, it's like, God, I've had enough of cocaine. I don't know what else I could get out of it. How it would be enjoyable. I used to shoot up cocaine around the clock, you know, and I just can't imagine doing it now.
Right.
Because I just don't know, like,
Preferences change.
what would be so it's not that I'm afraid of cocaine, that I think cocaine is evil. I just really have to say to myself, I think it would be boring to me
Right.
at this point in my life. And isn't it so much nicer to say that rather than, that's an evil drug and oh my God, I have to stay away from it and I can't have it. Which makes you feel better? Because I feel like an empowered chooser when I can say to myself, it's not what it, like, I can look at it and say it's not really what I want anymore. But to do that, I have to admit that I liked it then, that I really did like the roller coaster ride of shooting it up all day long. And I did. I did like it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not in that honest place, then
it's pretty hard to make the comparison to other options.
Yeah, everything down the line is tainted by the fact that you're lying about your experience, which is like, cocaine had a hold of me. Cocaine doesn't hold anybody.
Right.
You know, we hold on to it. But if you're going to tell yourself I was compelled, well, then you can't make this about choices. You really can't make it about choices if you're going to tell yourself that some other thing forced you to use, whether that's the drug itself, a brain disease, the social order of 21st century capitalist countries. You know, like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say compelled you? If you're going to say it on those terms, then yes. Line up 50 experts like they tell you to do at Passages, 50 different kind of doctors and everybody to tinker with things until they set life up so that it makes you sober. If that's how you feel about it, if you feel things are really compelling you, if you feel maybe that's not the case and that there's choice
Yeah, read the
involved,
book. Read the
freedom model.
and move on. And move on with your life. Really.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to stop.
I think so too. Thank you so much, everybody. It was good to see everyone. We will be doing this every other week again. I'm not sure this seemed like a decent time slot. I'm not sure if we're gonna be Wednesdays or Thursdays. But I know Steven's got to get ready he has a class tonight that he has to do.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to us, you can call us at 888-424-2626. You can private message us right through Facebook. You can email us at info@thefreedommodel.org. We have a YouTube channel. We haven't put up new videos lately, but we have a lot of videos up there already.
The podcast.
We have the podcast you can get to at thefreedommodel.org. Lots of information on that, and that's where you can order our books digitally as also.
People love the podcast.
Yeah, they
love
do.
The podcast.
They do, and we have just put up a new one, so definitely check that out. And thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night. Are you sure? You end this live video now, you'll be able to choose if you